Agoraphobia. It's pretty, for most people, and most people in regular society, it's probably considered a very debilitating neuroses, psychosis even. Basically, agoraphobia is an individual just has a fear of the outdoors, and they can't leave the safety of their own home, no matter how hard they may try. They may be able to get outside the front door, but they just freeze, or something else volatile happens to them physically or mentally, and they just can't go beyond the door, and they have to get back inside. They just don't feel safe outside. It's a very fascinating mental, I don't want to say disability, but mental and physical challenge. What exactly causes agoraphobia? I'm not sure. I can't tell you without going into any due research. Obviously, I'm not a psychologist. But in terms of film, imagine an agoraphobe in a very precarious situation where she is the victim of a home invasion. And for most people, obviously in a situation of a home invasion robbery, you just leave, run, go next door, hide. But if you're an agoraphobe, that's not an option. And that's basically the gist of what's going down in Adam Schindler's The Intruders. Or I'm sorry, it's just called Intruders. No, the. But in Adam Schindler's Intruders is about a woman named Anna who is an agoraphobe, and she finds herself the victim of a home invasion robbery in broad daylight. As I said, that most cases people would just run outdoors or scream to get attention, but as an agoraphobe you can't go outside. You're just frozen, and that's basically the situation that happens here. Now you would think that if you even watch the trailer, which I included the trailer in the description box, you would think that you already got the gist of just what exactly Intruders is about. But one of the great benefits and one of the great pleasures of Adam Schindler's film is that Intruders is a hell of a lot more than what you immediately assume based on just the description alone. There is a lot more to this film, and I give you kudos if you know where it's leading and how it ends. Because where you think it starts, it is not going to end up where you think it's going to. And for that, it is actually quite an enjoyable ride. Obviously, I'm not going to go into any detail about just what goes down. Even if you watch the trailer, you might get an idea that there's something else going on here. And that doesn't even scratch the surface enough to really show you what's at play in this film. It's yes, it's a psychological thriller that deals with a woman's neuroses, or psychosis, I should say, of agoraphobia. But there's even more to this film in psychologically and in psychological thriller terms than one assumes is what's going down. And that's a true benefit and one of the reasons why Intruders, despite its pretty basic premise, actually turns out to be a hell of a lot better than you would imagine. The film stars Beth Ricegroff as Anna, the agoraphobe, and she is really good at not just depicting the victim as people are invading her home, but also as a victim who is held captive and helpless, not just by her intruders, but her psychoses, and how you feel for her that she can't get away, even though you know it's just one step, just one small step, and you're free, and she just can't do it. Even though she knows it's a difference between life and death, she can't make that step, and that ends up being quite a terrifying situation to even imagine being in. I mean, it's just like saying it's like you're just one step away from an oncoming train, and you can't move. You're frozen. You're terrified, frozen, and you basically just get hit by the train. And that's basically the predicament she's in, and as it turns out, as you see the film, that there's so much more to Anna than meets the eye. And again, out of respect and for the film, I'm not going to go into any further detail. But I will tell you this, that Intruders, directed by Adam Schindler, and written by T.J. Simfeld and David White, is a pretty effective psychological thriller. Adam Schindler, you might recognize the name from, he was one of the co-writers for a underappreciated found footage film called Delivery, The Beast Within, forever for me known as just Delivery, a couple years ago, and that's definitely worth checking out if you have the opportunity. It is actually a pretty effective film, and it is a solid feature film directorial debut for Schindler. And he really rackets up the tension and does a really good job of getting strong performances out of his leads and keeping the story moving and keeping you guessing on wondering just where exactly this is going to end up. So, in the end, I would give Intruders a 7.5 out of 10. It's a pretty effective psychological thriller, pretty effective home invasion thriller, and also a fairly effective torture thriller. And it's definitely one worth seeking out. Intruders is going to have a limited theatrical run starting January 15th, I believe, and will be on VOD. So it is definitely one worth seeing. Intruders, 7.5 out of 10. So if you like my review, hit that like button below. And have you heard of Intruders? It was previously screened under the title Shut In. Have you seen it? Have you heard of it? Do you know anyone who suffers from agoraphobia or any other psychoses? I'll be curious to find out, and please comment below. So if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. That way you can stay on top of my reviews and any other videos that I happen to post online. So, until next time, we'll see you at the movies.